There you go.
Just a few nights ago, while I was watching the evening news, I saw a disturbing image of a dog with an arrow sticking through its head. The dog's name was coincidentally Lucky. Lucky was not only the victim of what some teens thought was a funny practical joke, but also another victim of animal abuse. Every day, the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, also known as the SPCA, saves hundreds of abused animals' lives in the United States. In Detroit, Michigan, they save on average 6,000 animals yearly. Today, I would like to inform you about the abuse of animals in the United States, the costly effects of running a shelter like the SPCA, and the difficulties faced by prosecutors fighting for the victims of animal abuse. Every day, animals are abused. By abuse, I don't just mean neglect and abandonment. There is starvation, malnutrition, shooting, drowning, bestiality, hoarding, fighting, mutilization, poisoning, and torture. These are just a few of the top forms of animal abuse. Animal abuse does not only occur with cats and dogs. In the U.S., 25% of all animal cruelty cases are directed towards horses and other livestock. Animal abuse most times goes undetected because of two reasons. One, in most cases, people wait until extremes take place and it's too late to save the animal. And two, because animals cannot cry out for help. There's a total of 16,103 animal abuse cases in the U.S. alone last year. 5,165 of those cases were just neglect and abandonment. 1,937 more of those were hoarding cases. Coming in third with the highest number of abuse cases were the cases like Lucky's, with 1,831 shooting cases. The SPCA works to fight against animals from all types of animal abuse and is a non-profit organization. It's very costly to run and obtain a shelter like the SPCA. It costs a shelter $55,105 a year. They receive funding many ways. The number one way of obtaining money for their shelter is through memberships and donations. Other ways they receive their funding is through corporate donations, grants, bequests, fees for services, contracts, and special events, and the sale of merchandise. With over 20,000 memberships, the SPCA is able to save more victims of animal abuse and expand their shelter all over the United States. The SPCA also obtains more funds from their services such as neutering and spading, regular vaccinations, and other veterinary services. Without these funds, the SPCA would not be able to continue helping and protecting against animal abuse. Another form of income for the SPCA is the income from prosecution charges against animal violence. Most generally, cases go without prosecution because of lack of evidence. For example, on October 13, 2011, a dog was found starving in a dumpster in St. Louis, Missouri because it was found in a dumpster, there was no evidence, and also no possible suspects. Therefore, that case, and many others like it, continue to stay open and never make it to court. Last year, there was 2,523 cases similar to this one, without any chance of finding who committed these crimes. Furthermore, only 24.1% of cases that made it to court were found guilty with their defendants. There was 15,345 court cases last year, 8,875 of which were either alleged, not charged, or dismissed. The problem is evident. The SPCA is not possible without its generous supporters. Every 10 seconds, 5 more abused animals die in the United States alone. Even though the SPCA has many supporters, it's still not enough to save all of them. And they will save only 25% of their abusers will be convicted of those crimes. During the time I have spent informing you about animal abuse in the United States, over 1,200 more victims of animal abuse like Lucky have lost their lives as victims to animal abuse. Thank you.
Great.